Hello class, my name is Mr. Shipes and I will be teaching you Math 108 College Algebra this summer semester. Now, you should already have access to your Blackboard course here. It should look something kind of similar to this. Your syllabus, your schedule, your MyMathLab sign-in and registration are all available, as well as your worksheets and notes and stuff with each of the chapter materials and the test materials. Okay, let's start here with the syllabus. So if you click on syllabus here, it's going to bring it up. You can click on it here and you can export it to your Microsoft Word, or you can just read it right here. This is, like I said, Math 108 College Algebra. Okay. This class goes from July 7th all the way through, I believe, August 8th. So it's about a 1 month course, about a 5-week course. It is a very, very, very fast-paced course. That being said, we cover a lot of material in a very, very short amount of time. You have to stay on top of the material, because if you get behind, you will not be able to catch up. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and say that up front. If you get behind, you won't be able to catch up. There's not time for me to reopen assignments that you have missed. If you missed an assignment, you're just going to get a 0 on it and you need to move on. Because if you get behind a week in this course, it's like getting behind sometimes up to a month in a regular course. So you cannot catch up if you get behind. So you have to be on your game in this course. And you have to stay on top of your work. If you miss something, I'm not going to be able to reopen it for you, because that'll just put you further behind with the material you'll have to do the next week. Now, this course has homework, quizzes, and tests. Okay, everything is recorded, so all of your stuff is available. Your lectures are available on YouTube through the courses here on your Blackboard account, and I'll show you that in a bit. You do not have to have a textbook, but you do have to have the MyMathLab software and the Student Access Kit. You can buy that online through the link, or the bookstore does have the packet you can buy with the Access Kit in it right there on campus. It's just as cheap to buy it online. You do not need a long access. You can buy the shortest access available that they offer for it. I think the shortest one they're offering at this time is like an 18-week access. Sometimes they offer a 9-week access. That's fine as well. You can get the shortest one because this is only a 5-week course. So as long as it covers the 5 weeks, you're fine. Go ahead and get signed up for that on day 1, which is the 7th of July. Because if you don't get signed up, you will start getting behind because you're not able to keep up with your assignments. If you wait a week and that first week's material, all my materials typically do the Sunday or the last day of the week, or the Sunday in this case, of the end of that week. So all the material that's opening for week 1 will open on July 7th, and it will close, I believe, July 13th, that Sunday. So at midnight. Yep. So like the material for this week will open the 7th. It will close midnight on Sunday. If you do not have that material completed by then, you will receive a 0. If you haven't signed up for MyMathLab by then, you will still receive a 0. So you need to get signed up for MyMathLab quick, fast, and in a hurry. I know some of you have tried to do it before the first day of class. I don't allow you to sign up for MyMathLab before the first day of class, because I don't want you to waste money paying for MyMathLab for extra days when you do not need extra days. So I try to make you sign up on the first day so that you're not paying for nothing a week or 2 in advance of the class even starting. Okay, in this class we will have 3 tests. Tests must be taken honestly by yourself. There should not be anybody else in the room. You are not allowed to use your cell phone on your test. You are not allowed to use notes on your test. You are not allowed to use any outside material on your test. It should just be you in front of your laptop with a pencil, blank sheet of paper, and you can use a TI calculator, an 84, an 83, or any kind of equivalent to that. You cannot use your phone as a calculator. It must be an actual calculation device. Each of your tests are recorded. Each of your tests are recorded using the Respondus browser. Now, you have to record you taking your test with the Respondus lockdown browser through the MyMathLab platform. Okay, it allows me to review those to ensure that there's no cheating. So if you do find a way to force through your test without recording it, you will receive a 0. Okay, so or if you cover your camera, you will receive a 0. Okay, I have to do the proctoring of your test online through a recorded situation so that I can ensure that there is no academic dishonesty in this class. Okay, homeworks and quizzes, I don't care if you work together on those to try to learn the material, but tests must be taken on your own and must be taken honestly. Okay, like I said, if I catch you cheating on a test or not taking a test correctly or blocking your camera on the test or taking your test without a webcam that was able to record you with your test taking like is required, then you will receive a 0 on the test and a 0 in the course. We only have 3 tests during the last week of the class, the supposed final exam week of the class. I will allow you, if you would like to retake your lowest test score for an attempt at a better grade on one of those tests. But you can only retake one test at the end of the semester here. And I will use that kind of like in a final exam. So let's say you make a bad grade on test 2, say you make a 30 on test 2, I will allow you to retake test 2 if you'd like. And let's say you make a better grade on test 2, let's say you make a 70. I will drop that 30 and replace it with a 70 on test 2. So you won't have an official final exam in the class. You will just be allowed a retake of your lowest test score. Okay. Testing makes up like 75% of the class. The other 10% is homework, and then the other 15% is quizzes. Okay. You can read through the rest of the syllabus, but that pretty much covers it. Please don't be dishonest in this class, especially when taking tests, because I hate filling out the paperwork for those that decide to try to cheat their way through this class. Don't be that person. If you click on the schedule link here, you can pull up the schedule of the class, which really just kind of lets you know when each of the homeworks, quizzes, and tests are due and available. So you can see that this week we have homework 1A, functions, homework 1B, interval notation, domain. We have a quiz on the homework 1 and 2 material, linear functions, equations of lines, solving linear equations, another quiz on homeworks 2, 3, and 4, and that completes the first week of this course. So you can tell that you have basically 7 items to do on MyMathLab this week, just in the first week of this course. Like I said, it's a lot to do each week, so you can't get behind. And moving into the next week, you probably have about the same amount of material to cover. You've got, I think, actually 8 things to cover and do, including a test in that next week. Okay. You can tell by the way that your thing is laid out here what goes on each test, as well as you'll be able to see that in your test 1 and test 2 material. So everything that you take before test 1 here, so functions all the way to systems of equations, is included on test 1. After you finish test 1, you can jump on to homework 7 all the way through homework 13. All that material is on test 2. And then 14 through 19B will be on test 3. Okay. So let's go over here. You can see that schedule. Stick tight to that schedule. You don't have to do anything in any specific order within that week. You just have to all get it done within that week. Now, all the material that's covered in those homeworks, quizzes, and tests have lectures associated with them. So you can tell functions and domain 1.1a goes with that 1.1a homework. If you click on it, it provides you with a PowerPoint that you can go through for it, as well as the associated lecture with that PowerPoint that's hosted on YouTube. You can watch it right here in Blackboard, or you can take it all the way to YouTube if you want it on a bigger screen or whatever. But if you click on the PowerPoint, it's available. You can download it if you'd like to have it on your computer. You can print it, whatever works best for you. So ideally, you come in here, you watch the lecture and work through the PowerPoint with the lecture video. Then you go try the homework, move on to the next one. Then sometimes you'll be ready for the quizzes to take those as well. Like I said, each test material is broken down so that you have all your information for Your test 1 right here, even a practice test available for that if you'd like a hard copy practice test to get ready for the test. All those are broken down within the test. Materials. To register for My Math Lab, click the My Math Lab registration. It will take you over here to register. You can use the 2-week free access if you want to immediately get access but don't have the money to sign up. But keep in mind, you need to go ahead and get into My Math Lab, and when that expires, you better be ready to pay for it and continue on, because if you get behind, I will not open anything that you miss. Now, once you have registered through this link, do not use this link again after registering. You will need to use the sign-in link after that, and then click sign into My Math Lab to actually access the course once you have registered. So the registration link is only meant to be used once to register. If you try to log in again through the registration link, it's going to show you an error and you're not going to be able to find the course. You have to sign in after the first time you've registered. You have to sign in all other times through the My Math Lab sign-in link here. Now, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to me by email, or you can email me right here through Blackboard. I reply to those as quick as I can. Give me 24 to 48 hours. Most of the time, I'm able to reply back to you within 24 hours. Sometimes it takes me 2 days, especially if it's a weekend, because I do have a life and I'm not available 24/7. But I promise I get back to you as quick as I can, because like I said, this is a fast-paced course, so I don't want to put you too far behind. That being said, like I said, all the material is due Sunday midnight. If you wait till Sunday at 11 p.m. to try to do a whole week's worth of material, you're not going to be able to finish it in an hour, okay? Also, if you are taking a test, don't wait till Sunday at 10 p.m. to take a test and then have an issue with the test taking and try to send me an email at Sunday at 11:22 p.m. and expect me to answer so you could take your test. If you do that, you're going to wind up missing your test and receiving a 0 on it. I highly suggest you take it well before the due date so that if there is an issue, I can help you and facilitate that issue and correct that issue. Because like I said, if you're waiting until an hour before it's due, don't expect me to be awake at 11 p.m. on a Sunday evening waiting for you to have issues taking a test. Like I said, if you miss it, you miss it. If you procrastinate and miss it and have issues, that's on you. Take your stuff early, or attempt to take your stuff early. That way, if you have an issue, I can help you fix it before the due date is passed. Now, I look forward to helping everybody through this. I like to be really strict in the beginning so that you know and don't take this laxively. I like people to be proactive and stay on top of what they need to do for the course. I'm here to help. I want you to pass this course because I don't want to see you again. I want to see you in my next math class, not this math class all over again. I want you to learn. I'm glad to have you in my class. And if you have any questions whatsoever, do not hesitate to reach out to me. If you need help with material, don't hesitate to reach out to me. I can set up some virtual office hours. I can do it. I've got a myriad of ways that we can meet virtually, whether it's through Microsoft Teams or FaceTime or any other number of different apps that I have on this computer to meet to try to help you do better in this course. If you have any questions, reach out to me. Other than that, I look forward to teaching you this class. And make sure you, on Monday morning, which is tomorrow morning, sign up for your My Math Lab, get started on it. And I look forward to finishing out a great semester with y'all this summer semester.